Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Paradigm Chess30. We are back with the Elite Paradigm Chess30 Championships 2023, and today we have Megan van Niekerk joining us once again to commentate on the games. Megan, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning all. I am good, thanks. I'm looking forward to today's games. Yesterday a few people ended up on so yesterday people ended up on a full score, so it's very interesting to see what the end result will be today.
Yeah, so let's maybe before we jump into the games, let's just recap on those results. Of course, this is the preliminaries. There are 16 players, the top Paradigm Chess30 players on chess.com, and they are divided into 4 groups. So I'm going to go over the groups. Group A, we have Ben Hercules, International Master, over there leading that pack with 3 out of 3. We have Albrecht van Zyl on 2 out of 3, Lorenzo van Niekerk on 1, and Luto has yet to score. So we're going to see some interesting games over there. I think Luto and Lorenzo are playing each other this morning, so they got a lot to play for. We have Group B. Watu and Kenny are in fact leading that pack. They both are on 3 out of 3, and that means that Monterey and Andrew are both yet to score. So they've got some tough games today. They've got a lot to play for. Of course, they don't want to get eliminated, so they got to put all in this morning. Group C, that group is being led by International Master Ryan van Rensburg. We have Sherwin Kleinsmith on his tail with 2 out of 3. Donovan van der Heever with 1, and then Justin is struggling a bit, not putting points on the scoreboard yet. Group D is quite interesting actually. There's 3 players on 2. So we have Craig Willenberg, Charlton Manyasta, and Gonzalo Rugito. He's also on 2. So the 3 of them have 2 out of 3. So there's so much to play for in that group. And then of course we have Regan that is still struggling a little bit to get started. But hopefully this morning we can see some scores over there for those players. Let's see, we have on the board at the moment, we do have Watu versus Monterey. So of course this is a vital game, because I think if Ray-Bans, which is Monterey, does not pull a result, I don't think he has a chance to make it through the preliminaries. So I'm hoping to see him play his heart out in this game. Well, it seems Watu is pushing down on the queen side here, extending all the way to a4. Are you able to see the board, Megan?
Yes, I am. I'm actually looking at White's position, Ray-Bans. I like his position. I think a nice opening move would be d4, just giving him a bit of space, playing towards the center. So maybe Ray-Ban does have a chance today, but it's very early to tell in the game.
Oh, definitely. And of course, before these players open up the game, they often try to get their pieces well coordinated and ready. As we've seen also in some of the other games, when they do extend so far, they find themselves overextending and then creating some weaknesses. We've had some of the games go into the end game, and then we'll just see pawns dropping because they are just positioned in such a way that they are not well defended. So this is that game. Let's have a look at the other ones, how they are also just starting out. Everybody has their own way of starting their opening, so it's always great to see how these players strategize in the beginning. So we have Ali W versus the Sneaky Weasel. So of course Ali W wants to probably even the score over there, and then they both have 3 points leading the pack. But of course Ben has 3 out of 3 over here, and if Ben wins this game or even draws, I think he is through to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I actually had a look at this game while you were reading out the scores, and the game just started, but it looks like it's almost, into an end game.
Yeah,
on the board, but it's wild.
No, it looks intense because the square on d6 over here is also quite vulnerable, eh? So these knights, when they do get into these spaces, they they seem to be quite menacing. Of course, the dragon is pinning the knight to the queen at the moment, but of course if you go there with check, I don't know if black is going to take that knight with the queen and then possibly go for the queen on f1 as well, but we'll have to see how this one turns out. But definitely white seems to be a lot more active.
Yeah, I was also even looking, not even knight d6 check, what about knight to c7 check?
Oh, you're right, because that dragon can't take the knight, because this knight will be in the way over here. Yeah, so this game it took shape quite quickly. Let's see how the others are starting out. We have Coach Craig versus Manyasta. Of course, this group has everybody on 2 points, so they are all gunning for each other. It doesn't look like anybody's holding back here in this group. We have Craig's bishop like close to the king over there on the side, so early on in the game, but I think he needs to bring more of the pieces in to assist on the attack on the side. Of course, Manyasta now has f4 on the board as well.
Yeah, I do wonder what the reasoning behind dragon h4 would have been. It looks quite aggressive, but I think it's quite early, you know, there's no pieces to assist like you mentioned.
But something was hanging.
Yeah. Oh, the knight.
Yeah, so I think he just picked up a pawn over there, and then yeah, so he's got that. I suppose it's good for us to just go a few moves back, maybe in each position, just to double check why the position is the way it is. Yesterday we missed that Justin lost the queen so early, we couldn't believe it. We had to go a few moves back. Over here again, just going a few moves back. But I do find that this pawn here, the black pawn, often ends up on d4. I found that in so many positions.
I mean, as long as you can protect the pawn, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the knight or something.
Yeah, it seems that they're going for spatial advantage most of the time over here. I think that favors the dragon. I'm going to hop on over to Fire Bullet and Sanisha. So that is Ryan van Rensburg versus Donovan van der Heever. And that is in Group C. So Ryan, of course, is on full score. He's on 3 points. But Donovan van der Heever is on 1 point. He is definitely somebody that you cannot count out, though. So... you know, maybe I had a slow start yesterday, but today we might see something different.
After this game, can we actually go to players who have not put a point on the board yet, just to see how aggressive they're playing, or if they are taking their time, just to see what techniques they are actually using?
Let's see who we can hop on over. Dynamic Duo does not have anything on the board yet, and he is actually next in line on my screen. So let's see what he's doing this morning. He did say, I saw him last night, he said he's a duo. So we saw one side of him yesterday, and today we'll see a different side. So
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I hope that comes through. 3 games to go. There's still so much to play for. Even those that are on 0 at the moment, they can still either qualify after the preliminaries, or they will find themselves in tie breaks. So definitely so much to play for. This morning's round is extremely vital.
Yeah, do we know what the tie breaks procedure would be?
Let me just go to that. I do have a document with all of this information on, so let me see if I can just quickly pull that up. Yes, so tie breaks for the preliminary, so 2 games, 3 minutes and 3 second increment, and then if it's still 1-1 after that, then we'll have a golden game with 3 minutes and 3 second increment. So that one means the first one to wins the tiebreak. So they'll first start off with 2 games, play 2 games like this match that they're playing, which is of course a time control that is shorter. And then after that, if it's still a tie, then we'll have golden game. And of course, no agreed draws. And so Yeshowan, of course, wants to probably solidify his position in the quarterfinals, because he is on 2 out of 3 at the moment. So if he has 3 after this round, he's standing in a pretty good position. We have Chess Heroes, who is also yet to score, but he's playing against Kenny Willenberg, who has 3 out of 3. So it is a little bit tough, but it is a new day. Hopefully he's had more coffee. Like you said yesterday, Megan, coffee does the trick. So let's see what's happening on the side. I do believe he was streaming as well yesterday. I'm not sure if he's streaming again today. So I think it's quite brave to be streaming and playing against these kind of players.
Do you mean like he's streaming currently as he's playing?
Yeah.
Like he's streaming his game live?
Possibly. He was doing it yesterday. I don't know if it's the case today. If maybe he found yesterday that it was a little bit too tricky. But of course, I'm not sure what the situation is over there. But let's have a look what's happening on the board. He's got his knight in the center over there. Of course, Kenny is able to exchange it. But I do think the arrows that we see appearing on the board and disappearing on the board is Andrew's way of analyzing what's happening on his side. So he seems to want to take back with the dragon after knight takes knight.
Okay, so he wants to exchange the dragon. That's the last piece on the board, so it will go into like your standard rook and rook pawn endgame. Yeah.
Which will be quite interesting to watch. Let's see if we just don't want to miss anybody's start to the game. Of course, these two players are fighting it out. They're at the bottom of their group. Luto is on 0 and Lorenzo is on 1 point. So, definitely fighting it out over here. They both are capable of still making it through the preliminaries. So much to play for over here.
And again, this is another example of a pawn being pushed so far into the other opponent's territory. The pawn on h3, like it's just a lot more fast-paced than your classical chess.
Yes, but I'm looking at the square here on d6. Is this not under threat? Can knight not just go check on d6 and he'll have to give up the dragon bishop? Am I missing something?
Yep, looks like it. I mean, but where was the dragon? The dragon was h7. Could you have prevented that?
I think I could have maybe gone knight to b7.
Maybe he must have missed that.
Yeah. Well, it is 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't think it's too early. Yeah, so or maybe he thought it wasn't so bad to give up a dragon for a knight and a pawn. I don't know, exchange down. I don't see much compensation though, except for that pawn that you said was so advanced. I don't think that's enough. But of course,
that square on e4 is looking juicy for that knight. And then there's another hole. After knight e4, you are threatening either your knight on f6 or the dragon on d6.
Yeah. Now these knights can be quite menacing. So I absolutely love how Paradigm Chess30 changes the dynamic not only for the dragon bishop but for the knights as well. I must say we've been seeing a lot of flair in these knight maneuvers, knight outposts, and just from these players, all of this creativity coming from them. It's quite exciting to watch.
Speaking of exciting, I'm actually having a look at Ali's game.
Let's see.
The king on d7.
Yeah, so these players, talking about the strategies and so forth, they do not castle. In this variant, I just do not see them castling.
I suppose it's a little bit tricky sometimes, especially with your queens either being on b8 or g8. It can be a bit tough to castle.
A bit awkward, yeah.
Yeah.
I was speaking to one of the players yesterday, and he in fact just said, because I spoke to him about the castling, and he said, in his opinion, it's all about timing. Because if you castle too soon here, I mean, these dragons are on you so quickly. But then again, if you don't castle soon enough, the knights are in your space with the pawn so far advanced. So it's quite interesting. We need to find the perfect timing to castle. I hear a game that ended. Is that true? Oh my. So Manyasta beat Coach Craig over here. So let's see what happened in this game. Oh, some dragon tactics. But I'm assuming two dragons are going here. So 2 dragons for a king, but this oh, can he not stop mate?
Sure.
Seems like he's not able to stop mate. That was quite sharp over there from Charlton Manyasta. So that evens the score out in this match, and that is 1-1 for Craig and Charlton, but that puts Charlton in the lead with 3 points at the moment. So Charlton is now leading that pack with 3 points, and the others are still trailing behind.
Can we go a few moves back in this game again? Just before dragon takes h6. Okay. So after, okay, yeah, maybe this is fine. So he plays rook c8, then queen goes to e2.
That's right.
And now you need to move your knight. And the mistake was going knight c4, right?
Yeah, I don't think he saw the sacrifice going on there. I'm just having a look. Is there anything else that you can do? Because you're probably going to have to play something like maybe g5 to stop the sacrifice here on h6, and then also just give yourself time to move that knight as well.
Yeah, but I guess like you mentioned, you don't really look at that tactics, you know?
Yeah. So
okay, so knight c4 was played.
Yeah.
And then dragon takes h6, right?
That's right.
Oh, that is check.
That's check.
Okay. Then pawn takes.
No, he didn't play pawn takes over here. He played.
Oh, king h8.
Yeah. So I think it's just over from here.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that. Yeah, there's nothing you can really do in that situation.
Yeah.
Ouch! A dragon bishop sacrifice.
Yeah. So that was a brilliant display of. Was that a double dragon sacrifice? That was excellent display over there. Double dragon sacrifice. So well done to Charlton in that match. Like I say, leading the pack now with 3 points. Let's have a look at what's happening. So Ray-Bans still, like I say, so much to play for. Let's see what he's coming up with. This game seems quite compact until now he's deciding to take that pawn. Of course, this knight will be attacked twice with the dragon and the queen. The knight will be pinned. Will he be able to put enough pressure? I suppose the knight can go here as well if the queen decides to defend on d7.
I think he'll also have to just bring up his rook to f6.
I see Chess Choppin says this is his favorite variant. You never know what is happening. Welcome. Good morning, Chess Choppin. Great to have you here. So hopefully we can help you out and just give you some insight as to what's happening. Of course, there's dragon bishops on the board, and these dragon bishops move like Chinese horses as well as normal bishops. So at the moment, although we'd like it to jump like a knight, it cannot jump over pieces, so he's not attacking this queen because this knight is in the way. So these dragons cannot jump, which is quite interesting because dragons should be able to fly, hey? So of course this knight over here is now under threat.
Yeah, I think just bring up your rook, rook f6. It's not like you're gonna exchange that dragon for the rook. And then your rook is also in the game, and you can go g6 and then also just start your own attack on the king side.
So I'm looking after rook f6, possibly something like knight to c5. I'm putting more
Knight
pressure on that knight.
C5. Knights.
This is quite a nice move. So these are the kind of moves that Watu usually finds. And also, but that's interesting because this knight was in fact pinned to the queen. Remember? This moving
Do you think he missed that?
I don't know. Should we look a little bit deeper? But this knight was pinned because this dragon was not able to jump to the queen with the knight in the way. But of course, the knight moving out of the way is essentially moving the pinned piece. So did Watu just give up his queen? But remember, you will have a queen versus a dragon and a knight because white did sacrifice a knight.
Oh, so there is some compensation. No, then I don't think that would be too bad then.
But I don't know if does white have another choice. I think he can still go knight here if he wishes to pick up the knight. But then this knight is going to be quite strong over here. So if you're going to exchange this last knight of yours, I don't know how you are going to get rid of this knight outpost. So I'm not sure, is he going to go for the queen or is he just going to put pressure on this pin?
You know, I would go for the queen. Dragon takes queen, right? Then you play knight takes.
Yeah. So he went for it. I think it took some time because, you know, sometimes it's just too good to be true. You don't believe it.
Yeah. And now I'm thinking maybe dragon to b3, check, king moves away, and then you go knight c4. You're kind of challenging that knight, and the knight on c7 can't really jump back that knight up. So there you get rid of the knight on the outpost.
Yes, you also have your own outpost over here on e5 as well for the knight. So nice options here for white. But of course, Watu loves this material imbalance, so it's going to be quite exciting. He does have both dragons. So we've got 2 dragons and he's got both of his knights still. So we're going to see what Ray-Bans comes up with. But I do think that white should have some good play here. Let's see. We had a look at Ali W and Sneaky Weasel. Are they still... Let's see, are they going to go to an endgame over here? What is the overall assessment over here? So Ali W is again some material imbalances.
Is he a knight down?
No, so it looks like a knight for a rook. So yeah, so it makes sense to go for that. And I think this pawn on c4 probably will also fall. So I do think that Ali W is definitely better here in this game.
Yeah, and that pass pawn that's just gonna be running down the A line.
Alright, let's see what else is going on. I wonder, is there a game that we are missing? I don't think we have Rojito and Seaside Sunset. There we go. So we haven't looked at this game at all yet. So let's see what's happening over here. So many intermediate moves. So that's check, king moves. So white has this dragon bishop that's still underdeveloped, and of course Seaside Sunset doesn't have any points on the board, so I think he's going to play hard.
Okay, rook takes rook maybe.
But does this not just leave black up a piece?
What do you do here? Because you can't play knight takes because your rook falls. If you move your rook back, your knight falls. But you need to defend that e3 square that's coming in with the check.
Yeah, so I think black is just dominating in this position, because even if a rook takes, that's still no good. Rook takes rook. white will still come out more material.
Yeah, did you mention that Seaside Sunset hasn't scored yet, so it looks like he'll actually put this one in the bag?
Yes. Now there's so much to play for in this group. It is quite quite open. So you went for rook takes rook. What are you thinking of your knight takes rook? So that you, oops. Oh, dragon takes rook works too, because you're defending this knight over here. I think leaving this possibility open over here for that check.
You know, I wouldn't have done that. If you go move back, right? So rook takes rook. Why not? Oh, but if you go dragon d3 check, I suppose the dragon can come to d2 then. So it's not like the 4 would work.
But interesting would maybe be knight check on e3, because you can still take with a dragon. Oh, I do hear another game has concluded. Ah, so Andrew has put a point on the board this morning. Let's see what happened. Because until this moment, let's see. Okay. So let's see what happened over here in this game. There's so many arrows on the board. So he's pinning this dragon bishop, of course, and then decides to go, of course, defending, checking the king. I mean, it says I'm just trying. Oh, I see these pawns are probably gonna go just roll down the board, and he resigned. I'm not. Is this not mate here on the end of the board?
Wait for black.
Yeah, could the rook not just come down here? Is that not mate?
No, oh.
I feel like I'm teaching these beginners the ladder checkmate like every week. So yeah, I don't know. Did he just miss that? And
I don't know.
Kenny resigned because you can't save the dragon and the mate. So if sorry, he was checked. He was in check. Sorry, he was in check. So yeah. So this dragon bishop is hanging, and of course this mate is under threat. Alright, so well done to Chess Heroes for putting a point on the board this morning. It seems like tables are turning this morning, eh? For everybody. Let's see what's happening here with Lalder and Luto. Oh, this time trouble. I think the material is... Does black have more pawns? Why do I feel like black has more pawns? Just one more pawn, and this far advanced pawn is probably not going to stay here for too long. What's happening on this board? I think they both look like they're going for a day. But it's just going to be a matter of this playing with this time as well.
I mean, I white white's pieces are a little bit more aggressive. I mean, you have that rook on f1 and e1. The king is on f8, so it's all aimed towards the king. So it does look like white does have a slight advantage.
Definitely more coordinated. And this rook on a1, a8 still yet to make an appearance in the game. And then black decided to get rid of that pawn over there, I suppose. White is going to take... Are you able to take this pawn on e3? I don't know, that dragon... Will it not be pinned?
Yeah. No, I mean, finish if you.
Because I'm looking at something maybe like, oh, this knight is also pinned, but maybe
No, aren't
dragon.
you, as white, aren't you threatening maybe rook takes f7 check?
And yeah.
Yeah, if king takes. No, wait, let me first think that through.
But yeah, let's have a look. So if king takes, and then what, you're gonna bring your rook to f3? I'm not sure. Is it enough?
I'm trying to see like how can I use that pin to my advantage. Okay, the moves out of the way.
You see, this pawn is defended by both the queen and the rook. So even though this dragon is not defending this pawn over here, it does seem to have enough defense. So just lining up over there, just making sure that you are generating some tactics. That's some good ideas.
You know, I think one of my mistakes when it comes to Paradigm Chess30 is I always think it must be exciting. Surely you must sacrifice. The dragons will save me somehow. But sometimes a simple move like, you know, just doubling up on the file, you know, going back to the classics, that also does still stand when it comes to these games. So I actually like the rook f1 to e1 move, just strengthening that double up against the queen. Because even if the queen moves away, that dragon is also under attack.
Yeah. So also, where is this queen going to go? Because if this queen moves out of the way here, for example, to d7, and dragon can just take on g6, because even after, I suppose, rook takes and then queen takes, this dragon on e7 is still under attack.
What about queen f6?
Queen f6, I'm going to take you with my dragon.
Okay. Oh!
I'll just take this. I hear another game ending. Seaside Sunset is on the scoreboard. Let me jot that down here. So the youngsters are putting scores on the board in this group this morning. Both of them are still in high school, Charlton and Regan, and both of them are putting scores on the board this morning. Let's see what happened here. Oh yes, but there was a while ago we saw that it was just a piece up, right?
Yeah.
So I think this game should have just then played itself, I suppose. Because black is definitely winning here, just exchanging. Yeah, this is just standard, just playing it out. Yeah, so well done there, Seaside Sunset, well done on your win. Today is definitely a new day. Let's see who else is still busy playing. Did we go through this result over here? We had another result over here. So did Watu win this game? Watu won this game, so that puts Watu on 4 points, and I think that puts him through, hey? I think that
Definitely
qualifies him to the the quarterfinals. So Watu won this game over here against Ray-Bans. I hear another one winning, I hear another one dropping. There's so many games finishing up now. Sneaky Weasel also beating or losing to RAW. So yeah, we saw this a while ago, eh? We said Ali looks better here in this position.
Yeah.
And he seems to have he's tied now with Ben on 3 points. So their match is also a tie, 1-1. Let's see who else finished up over there. There's a few guys that finished up. And so Fire Bullet also dropping a point today. These guys are determined this morning. Let's see, Donovan, then 1 against Ryan, and that puts their score at 1-1. What happened here? I think everybody's finishing up. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So Donovan won, he was white, okay? So it's probably some, yes. A discovered attack over there was definitely, and then leading to checkmate. So that was a nice one over there by Donovan. And he had like under 30 seconds.
Sure.
So that's adrenaline rush for you right there. We do have Dynamic Duo also putting points on the board today. So Dynamic Duo, welcome to the club. You've got 1 point now today. And yeah, I hope to see another 2 points come from there. I like it when those come from behind. Those players come from behind that had 0 to start off with. So I'm excited for that. So well done there to Justin. Justin beating Sherwin there. And their match is also 1-1. Let's see how this ended. Okay. This king is so far in the center. How did this king get to the center like that? Yeah, I think this uncastled king ran into a lot of trouble.
But I mean, was queen, so after queen g1 check, was, oh, you can't even go back because of the rook on the king.
Yeah. Now I think this king was just caught in the center, and there was just nothing that could be done. Checkmate. And that dragon is not even defending the mate because the king is in fact blocking that dragon. So yeah, I can't say don't castle in Paradigm Chess, because if you don't castle, your king ends up on f5 as white. I just want to double check that there's still a game going. Okay, so this game is still going. And the time is a little bit more even now. I'd say Luta is about a minute and Lalder is on 20 seconds. He has been playing on 20 seconds for the last few minutes. I think Luta had like 5 minutes at a stage, and Lalder was already under time pressure, playing under a minute for quite some time. Let's have a look what was happening in this game so far. Okay, so let's take it from me. Oh, so this was when we were watching this game, right? So this rook went to double up on that file, that move that you like there, rook to e1. So black did the same, so bringing his rook onto the file. I suppose he just wants to keep his king safe here, going to h1. And I suppose it's all about this file. They're playing for this file over here. Are there no tactics at the moment over here? I don't see any as yet. They just quietly brings the queen closer. Tripling up on that file, just switching out of the way. That queen is moving out of the way there, and I wish that was a dragon fork, but of course this knight is stopping the check. So this dragon is only attacking the queen and it's not attacking the king at all. But yes, that queen is definitely under attack. But it does look like white has a lot more coordination still. He's still the one putting pressure on and now bringing the knight into the game. Quite ambitious, I think, this move, g5.
Yeah, I think he had to stop the knight g5 coming through because that knight was pinned. And after he actually played g5, I was like, why not knight takes g5? You know, you're still gonna, that knight is still pinned. But then I realized rook takes dragon.
Rook takes dragon was real, yes.
Yeah.
But these guys definitely... Oh, but this is a real fork. If the knight goes here, that fork is real. But I suppose is here checkmate lingering at the back? If knight goes here, rook takes, and if rook takes back, queen can't go here, checkmate, right? Because the queen goes in the way. Let's see what happened. So he does go for it, takes. So now they are basically on the same time, and we have an exchange up. But of course it's not always so easy to convert after being an exchange up, but I think if they're going to exchange most of the pieces, it's going to favor white. Okay, so this is the game in real time. Let me just double check that everybody else is done. I don't want to be missing out on any games. Yeah, it seems like this is the last game going. And what an important battle this is at the bottom of the board of the Group A section.
Okay, Lalder is down to, oh, he was down to 8 seconds. He had to play a move.
Do you remember what we said happened to Kenny's game? I don't have... Let me see if we can find this game.
Was that against Chess Heroes?
Was it Chess Heroes? I think might be, yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Chess Heroes won, right? Chess Heroes won. So I think a lot of these players today have settled their scores with their opponents from yesterday.
Yeah.
Because most of these matches ended up 1-1 today. But I mean, I think all. I don't think anybody lost. Okay, except for Watu won that game. Eight seconds for Luto.
Oh, just King H1. I thought it was me.
I wonder who's your favorite. Oh no, are we gonna have a perpetual?
No, can't be. King takes, knight check.
Oh.
But that's fine. I mean,
King takes.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
Yeah. No, for some reason I thought that H2 was defended. I was just like, oh no.
See how this should be fairly okay, not simple.
Not simple at all.
I don't know.
Now these guys are definitely gonna fight it out until the bitter end for sure. And you know, surely you think that that white would be
Oh!
Yeah, I was gonna say watch out for tricks. Watch out for tricks. Oh no. Man, oh man. But that also gives Luto a score on the board, and I think now we only have one person that hasn't scored today. And again, this was evening up the match from yesterday. The only one that actually won their match against their opponent was Watu versus Monray, but everybody else evened up the score. How interesting. It just shows the fighting spirit that we have in this tournament. Yeah, that was a tough one. And that's what the time does, eh? The time just... A pawn fork. How do you miss a pawn fork? When you have 20 seconds left, that's how. Yeah, so that was definitely a tough one. I want to see if we have no other games to watch. Okay, so the next games will be in about 10 minutes. So I'm just going to give you a score update over there. We have Ben on 3 points and Albrecht on 3 points. So that is in Group A. So the two of them are leading that group. And then they are followed by both Luther and Lorenzo. They have 1 point each. So yeah, the next match is going to be extremely important. If Lorenzo is able to beat Ben by 2 points, then he will also be on 3 points, and there's going to be a major tiebreak if Luto also beats Albrecht both games. And then everybody's going to be on 3 points, and we're going to have some major tiebreaks, which is going to have some exciting commentary, I would imagine, because they are going to be fighting for spots in the quarterfinals. We have Group B as well. So Group B is being led at the moment by Watu with 4 points. That does put him through to the quarterfinals. And we have Kenny on his tail with 3 points, Mondre yet to score, and then Andrew came back this morning and was able to put a point on the board. So Andrew has 1 point over there. Group C, we have Ryan that stayed on 3 points, Sherwin and Donovan are both on 2 points now, and then Justin, wonderful bouncing back over there on 1 point this morning. Group D, where we had so many on the same score, we do now have a leader in that group. We have Charlton Banyasta on 3 points. We have Craig and Gonzalo on 2 points each. And then Seaside Sunset made an appearance and put a score on the board as well. So that's going to be super exciting to keep an eye on that group. Calvin Clausen Chess. Hi Calvin. Not sure if it's Robin. Hi Robin as well. Calvin Clausen, our brother-in-law. So the players do have a few minutes break now. I think about 9 minutes. The next round does start at 10 o'clock. But it's quite interesting to see other players from other countries just giving this variant a go. Let's have a look who's playing today. So we have somebody from Germany giving this variant to go, and then both players from Germany. I wonder if they know each other. So let's have a look how these players play. I mean, why not? It's because the players that we are covering, of course, have a lot of experience in the variant, but it would be quite interesting to see how those play that are still testing it out. Yesterday we had some players from the US and Vietnam playing as well, so it's definitely spreading across the world. I don't know why these players selected a 10-minute game if they're playing it like it's a bullet.
And there the dragon drops.
Yeah, so yeah, no, these guys are still definitely new to the variant. But I think some of the other guys, I wonder, have they started their matches already? These guys are so eager, they might just have started their matches already. Chess Heroes is actually practicing. He's playing a 3-minute game over here. I see some of the players have actually started, but let's see what Chess Heroes is up to over here. He seems to be taking time in the middle of the tournament to sharpen up. So let's see what happens here. He doesn't need coffee in his break. He just needs to play Paradigm. Let's see where this person is from as well. Vietnam again. I love it.
So do we know the pairings for the next round based on the scores?
So it's a double round robin, so they're not gonna have it's not a Swiss where it depends on the scores per se, but we do have some players that have started already, so I think let's drop the fun and games and let's return back to the tournament. Some of them have started early, and let's have a look who started. I think we do have Watu and Kenny playing this morning, which is a big one, because they are both leading their sections. Oh, my mouse pad has just shifted. They are both leading their sections, so You know, playing for the crown is important. Let me just refresh this over here. And they get some games. Yeah, these guys are eager. They are just right into the game right after the previous one. And I like this. I like seeing them take their time from the start and just strategizing from here. I've seen some players, you know, playing their first like 5 moves so quick and then start to think, but in a position that is shuffled and then also with a introduction of a new piece with different dynamics, I don't think it is so easy just to play standard moves and standard structures.
Yeah, I think in a position like this where both dragons are on B1 and C1 aiming towards the king, I have seen some players develop the queen on by playing G3, G2 and then castling.
It's quite tricky because I suppose in your normal chess you would have, if this was suppose chess 960 and you've got your 2 dragons on one side, you know they are going to the to the king side, but with Paradigm Chess30, these dragons can not only change diagonals, but they can change the color of the diagonal as well, so they could so easily jump to the side that they started on as well. So many dynamics to consider. But I must say I've seen Kenya and Watu both playing a little bit more compact, a little bit more solid in the beginning, as opposed to opening up and playing a little bit more freely with the pieces. So they definitely keep the explosives for the end. Let's see if we have any other games that have started. Just refresh this. So Rojito and Minyasta also. So Charlton Minyasta, of course, I think if he wins this game, he will be on 4 points and then he will be through to the quarterfinals. Gonzalo, of course, wanting to take that point and then also end up on 3 points and then still having so much to play for in the last match. See how quick these players are playing.
Yeah, this is not a slow build up like the
previous
game.
It's like they're already like preparing for the tie breaks. But let's see.
If does this game also kind of like indicate who will do the tie breaks, or do we have to wait until the final round of the day?
We'll have to wait until the final round because there's a lot going on in this group. We have 2 players on 2 points and 1 player on 3 points. So if Charlton Minyasta wins this game, it's quite likely that he will go through. I think more than quite likely that he will go through. So that will make it more clear. But of course, if Rojito wins this game, then they will both be on 3 points. And also depends on what happens on the other side with Craig and Seaside Sunset, Regan Palmer, to see who goes through. Because we could have a case where we have 3 people end up on 3 in this group. So it's quite
Wow.
The competition is quite tough. Let's see if anybody else has started, so we can just get all of them from the beginning, because they are still quite early. There is still 2 minutes break left, but they are quite eager. So we have Seaside Sunset and Coach Craig that we were just speaking about. They have also started their game. So at the moment it looks possibly that Craig maybe wants to castle queenside. I don't think Regan has committed to either side yet. Neither players have. but just looking at the way the development is going. Let's get the other games. Sneaky Weasel. So this of course is extremely vital, this matchup, because if Ben wins this game, he is through to the quarterfinals, and then I think that automatically kicks Lalder out of the tournament. But if Lalder is able to pull a 2-0 win that puts him tied on 3, then we might have a tie-break playoff for the second spot over here, depending on what happens with Luto and Albrecht as well. Of course, if Luto wins both of his games, everybody's on 3 and everybody's playing a tie-break. So these games are extremely, extremely vital. Fire Bullet and Sherwin. Let's see what's happening over here with these results. So yes, so Ryan again. So if Ryan, he is on 3 points already. So if he is just to score even just half a point, which is unlikely with Paradigm Chess30, but 1 point even, and then he will be through to the next round. Sherwin of course would be aiming to win this game and the next game as well, because that will put him on 4 points, putting him through to the next round. Of course, they just started, as they started at 10 o'clock, which was the starting time. So that means I must have everybody's games going already. Dynamic Duo. They're also just starting their first few moves. So I have to see Ali, W and Luto. I want to see who do we have so far. So we have South African, so let's see the last one that we've got to find. Alright, Chess Heroes and Ray-Bans as well. Alright, so I think let's start from here. So let's see what's the Chess Heroes and... oh, so if Andrew wins both of these games and Kenny does not score against Watu, then Andrew and Kenny would have a tiebreak.
So if Andrew wins
both of his games, he must win both of his games. So a lot of these results would lead to tiebreaks if players had to win the entire match, as in win both of their games. So this is gonna go down to the last game, I am sure of it. This preliminaries. I definitely say that that pawn on d4 is quite a target.
Yeah, you can see black just putting all the pieces, aiming for the pressure on that pawn.
And even with his knight on c4, again the knight was placed quite nicely. Of course the knight dropping back now does pose some questions.
Yeah, isn't that pawn hanging now? Oh no, but the knight on c4.
I suppose knight takes knight and dragon takes, and then you take on d4.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do that.
It's a free pawn. As long as it's not a poison pawn, then it's fine.
But that's always something you gotta watch out for here. But also, this diagonal is going to become extremely dangerous, because this dragon bishop can also develop and just put pressure on this diagonal once this pawn goes. Yeah, so Ray-Ban's just double checking that everything is safe and okay. Yeah, I would just play knight takes pawn.
Yeah, I don't see any like trap that's awaiting for black takes.
But I think this is the trouble when you're playing shorter time controls in the middle of a longer time control game. I mean, even at normal tournaments, you'll have the coaches say, don't play friendlies. I mean, can't dragon just take dragon over here? Queen takes dragon and then dragon to a7? He plays dragon to a7 immediately. I suppose, yeah, because even if dragon takes, queen takes, and then with this dragon to a7, white would still have dragon going to c5, which could block those tactics over there. But now I would just possibly bring my rooks to the center, attacking this dragon. Yeah, I think this is it's comfortable to play. Comfortable to play for black. Rook e1, maybe just continue doubling up. Oh, you. We're so silly. We forgot about that.
What about?
But yeah, so now we can still play rook to what you say? E8.
E8.
Yeah.
How do you get out of this? If you play dragon takes, no, but if dragon takes, then the rook takes.
Dragon takes, you'd have to play rook takes first, I think.
But
rook takes rook first.
Rook takes check, yeah.
I think you have to do that first, yeah. I mean, this game is going so quick. Are we actually going to see it ending soon? Let's see what happens on the other boards. Some of the boards I started earlier. Okay, so this is Kenny and Watu. Again, extremely important, because if Kenny picks up a point here, then Watu and Kenny are both through to the quarterfinals.
So this looks fairly equal. I think they're still busy coming up with their plans and placing their pieces.
I suppose looking at the square a little bit, e4. That seems to be the fighting point at the moment. And then definitely both dragons, both for black and for white, are already aiming at the king.
I love the concept of the dragons doubling up. I just think it's so powerful.
So it's not a rook battery only anymore. We've got a dragon bishop battery as well.
Yeah.
And I think we saw that when they were doubled up like this with that double dragon sacrifice with Charlton Manyasta in the previous game, which was quite powerful.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're still busy building up on that side. Let's have a look what's happening with Charlton and Gonzalo. This game as well, so far into the game. Let's see what's happening. You know, this is fairly equal, and I'm wondering if, you know, they exchange enough, if Rajita would go into somewhat of an end game. And I don't think it would be beneficial for black. I think it would be more beneficial for white. But at the moment, this knight is pinned, eh?
Yeah.
Oh no, doesn't that just drop the dragon?
Takes?
Dragon takes dragon?
Oh, yeah. Is there maybe a... No, not even a back rank, maybe. No, I think that's a blunder, must be.
Must be. Dragon takes dragon.
Dragon takes... I don't know if they rook takes knight, because then your knight also falls.
Rook takes knight and then take, yeah, I think that was a mistake. Oh, but the opponent still has to play it, so... But definitely I think that's a mistake. But I mean, other than that, was there any way of defending this this knight? This knight was attacked by 3 pieces.
Yeah, maybe not, eh?
Yeah, I don't think there was any way out of this one.
You can't even like perpetual check or anything.
No. So I'm just waiting for him to take it. I'd be so sad if he doesn't take it. Because then it's almost like the race in this group is over. What?
What?
I don't understand.
Okay, but I mean, I don't understand.
You see, that's why I say the opponent still had to make the move.
I think Dragon takes was a clear win. But I guess you are still material up. It's Dragon versus Knight. So.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have put an entire dragon up.
Oh, what about Dragon
check?
Yeah. Okay,
but the rook blocks a check.
Rook? Yeah.
Okay, I suppose. Well,
you are still winning.
You are still winning, but it's a little bit more complicated, I think. Okay, so we saw that, and we need to unsee that now, so let's focus on something else. So let's see what's happening here with Seaside Sunset and Coach Craig. Of course, this is also vital, because if Seaside Sunset wins both of his games, and there's so many things that can happen here in this group, because everybody's actually capable of making it through to the quarterfinals. So let's see, if Craig wins both of his games, he's definitely through. If they draw this match, and it depends on what happens with Charlton and Rajito in that game we just saw, but we saw Rajito leading that game, we might have a playoff. So this group D is definitely extremely open.
Hey, both queenside castling.
Castling into a pin. It doesn't seem that pin is too dangerous at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's well protected.
Yeah, there's not enough pieces attacking this pawn.
For white, I'm feeling like rook h to f1 and then push the f4 and just open up those lines.
But it's a bit tricky to open up, because I think black's pieces might be quicker than white's pieces if you open up at the moment. I'm not sure. But this game, I think, definitely still has a lot in it to unfold. I'm not too sure about this move here on b6. Does it not leave the light squares a bit weak?
Yeah, but can white exploit it at the moment? You can just do dragon check, but that doesn't do much. But I guess in the long run, it is a potential weakness.
Yeah, I think it gives white an idea to play for.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what's happening on other boards. Alright, Sneaky Weasel and Lolder. So Lolder has to win both games to make it to a playoff. What? Somebody's done. Yeah, this game that happened so quickly. This Manyasta game and the Rojito game. So
is that the one we were looking at?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me just put the scores in here before I lose them. Yeah, so this is the one where he missed that he could win a dragon. But like you say, he was already... Oh, and then he ran into just a dragon fork, and that drops the rook.
Okay, well, a win is a win, even if it took like 5 minutes longer. We'll got that point.
We just say well done, and we move on. So that puts Rojito on 3, that puts Charlton on 3, and then Craig and Seaside Sunset. So Craig's got 2 points and Seaside Sunset has 1 point. So we're going to have to see what happens in that round. That's going to be vital. But also the next round between these two players will determine who goes through to the preliminaries. So intense. Fire Bullet and Sherwin. Yeah, so Fire Bullet definitely wants to win to make it through to the preliminaries, and Sherwin just wants to make sure he gets at least 3 or 4 points to either make it through to tie breaks or the preliminaries. So do we have a queen for a dragon here in this game?
It looks like it. Oh, let's see how that happens.
I think he had the same thing against Justin as well, hey? Where he picked up a queen early on. Whoa, okay. So, the queen was exposed.
Oh, it was the choice. Oh, it's either you exchange the queen.
Yeah, there's no checks over here, that's it. But how long did it take for him to make the move? Can't see, but I mean... Yeah, so that's how... Okay. So that's how that happened. There's no other options here, eh?
I don't see how it went.
What would be interesting, I don't know how sound it is, but just queen takes and then dragon takes rook, maybe something like queen check, king has to go here, bring your dragon in like somewhere there, check, and just play around a bit with this king, bring the king to the center. That could be exciting, but again, I don't know how sound it is. But he must have looked at it. So he takes there. So that's how that happened. But of course that king, the black king safety is also questionable.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a clear win for black. I mean, anything can happen with the dragon on the board.
Yeah, but they exchanging quite a few pieces here. So yeah. Okay, so he's, I don't know, threatening to come in with some pieces.
Okay, while you are analyzing, I'm just going to go make another dose of my caffeine, and I will be back shortly.
We've only been doing this for an hour, and you're on your second cup. Okay, see you soon. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Alright, so let's look at this dynamic duo and Donovan van der Heever. So dynamic duo did put a point on the board today, so that's great. He's on 1 point, and then Donovan also won his previous match. He's on 2 points. So I'm going to see in this game who's got the most adrenaline running through them. But of course Justin has to win both games to even you know, think of looking at the quarterfinals, and then Donovan van der Heever, depending on what happens between Sherwin and Ryan, has to at least win one game. That will put him on 3 points. But let's see what the game actually looks like. Alright, so we've got dragons on the board, we've got knights, rooks and queens, so everybody's equal here. Always looking for those material imbalances, because they are happening in most of the games. And then that pawn that's so advanced will probably fall in the next move or two, making this a fairly evenly matched up game. Even the structure of the pawns are looking fairly similar. But I do see this white knight landing on d5. That could look quite nice, attacking the dragon bishop and then also limiting the scope of this dragon bishop. Definitely still a lot of play in this. So he goes for that first. So I don't know. Yes, I thought you would just take there. So Dynamic Duo made that decision quite quickly. He just decided he's going to go for that. But of course, these 2 pawns in the center over here, it's going to be trouble. I think it's going to be trouble. But I suppose putting a dragon bishop here, just blocking these pawns, will hold it. I think that will hold it quite nicely. Alright, let's see what's up on the other sides. So Luto and Ali W. Oh, there seems to be a lot of action on this queen side, attacking the king. Opposite side castling, but I wonder if white is going to get there first. Knight check and then queen mate. Is that not mate? I think knight. Oh, the queen can't come in here because this knight is defending. Get it? But I mean, that's still a wonderful check regardless. I'll just bring my other knight in, eh? After knight moves, I'll just bring this knight in and then possibly check him there. I suppose the rook here as well is so many ways white could play here. And then of course, if Ali W does win this game, that means he is through to the quarterfinals. I don't know how much defense black has here, because now at the moment this and this is falling, but I'm not even sure that Albrecht van Zyl is looking at that, because he's of course looking at mating nets. Of course, knight takes is not on because queen check and then queen mate as well. I don't know how black is going to defend this. Yeah, queen takes knight is a must, and then I think this is just more than enough to even just provoke a resignation from the opponent. I'll play dragon here perhaps. Yeah, and I think that's almost that. I did hear one game finish up. Sneaky Weasel beat Lalder over there. Let's see how this happened. So that means Sneaky Weasel is through to the quarterfinals. Oh, these dragon checks. So when you're looking at a dragon check like this, you are able to block this check with something like queen there, but when you're blocking this check, you're also blocking the defense on that pawn, and the queen will just come pick it up, and that's also check. So that's quite a nasty move there. Dragon to f6, but let's see. Oh, okay, so let's see what happens. So he was planning it from the get-go. So after that, I wonder if he could have worked here as well. I think he could have still done it straight away. Dragon check. So let's see what happened. Well done to Sneaky Weasel. He is the first one that is through to the quarterfinals. So let's put these scores in over here. So that's Lorenzo and Ben Hercules. So well done to Ben over there. You still have one round left for the day, but he's definitely through to the next round. We haven't looked at this game in a while. Oh, so now we have just normal chess over here. Queen and pawns versus each other. Let me see what's this score over here. Andrew and Mondre. So they are at the bottom of Group B. Andrew on 1 point and Mondre does not have a point as yet. Let's see what's happening on the other boards. Luto and Ali W. Oh yes, we kind of concluded that this should be, so to say, a done deal for white. I mean, that queen for the knight just is not enough to save this, I don't think. Yeah, just push that pawn, try to open up a little bit more. Somebody else is also done. That is Fire Bullet. So Fire Bullet is through to the quarterfinals, beating Showen there in one game. Of course, they do have another match coming up, and depending on what happens on the rest of the results, we might have tie breaks, or we might see somebody on 3 going through. Of course, if Donovan wins both of his games, he's going to be on 4, and that will put him straight through. So let's see what happened here. Oh, so okay. So it was queen versus... Oh, I remember this. So you dropped the queen earlier on. And then just picking up the rest of the pieces. I think this was just too much. Cannot stop the mate. Well done to Fire Bullet, Ryan van Rensburg, for going through to the quarterfinals. Of course, same with Ben and Watu as well. So those are the 3 that are already through to the quarterfinals. Very well done to you guys. Of course, we still have 1 round left for the day, but regardless of what happens, these 3 are already through. Dynamic duo. Dynamic duo always up so many minutes on the clock. So let's see what's happening here. What is the yeah, so he's coming from that group, Group C, Ryan van Rensburg. So they still have a lot to play for. I do see somebody else is also finished up their game. So we... Oh, didn't we just have a look at this game? Did somebody blunder something? Oh no. Oh no. So Ray-Ban's just blundering a queen over there. My goodness. That was a tough one over there. Sorry about that, man. But Mondre did not pick up a point over there, but Andrew did. So that puts Andrew on 2 points for now. If Watu does not, if Watu manages to beat Kenny in both games, that means that Andrew has a chance to catch up, and then there will be a tie break between Kenny and Andrew.
Okay, I'm back, but it sounds like you're reading our scores, so I probably missed out on quite a bit.
Yes, so we had Andrew win his game against Mondre. We have Ryan van Rensburg beating Showen, which puts Ryan into the quarterfinals automatically. And I think those are the only two results that came in. I just also pointed out that all three, Ben, Watu and Ryan, are through to the quarterfinals with 4 points already, with one game still in hand. So we have Ali W beating Luto over there. So that's the fourth person going through to the quarterfinals. Well done, Albrecht van Sale, going through to the quarterfinals over there. So he beat Luto in their first match, or their first round of their match today. They do have another game to go, but of course he's got 4 points, and that puts him right through to the quarterfinals. This game, were you still here for this game when Black had to give up his queen for the yeah, so it was just for the knight, because he just couldn't stop the mate.
So I didn't see that.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time. Just really a matter of time over here. So queen has to take the knight, and then really just a matter of time.
What if knight takes knight?
Knight takes knight, then the queen comes in.
Queen check. I see.
Yeah, so
Ouch.
yeah, so that was just a matter of time, and so well done to Ali over there. We do have another result. So we have Donovan van der Heever. Now he's got 3 points. And this makes it interesting. Donovan van der Heever has 3 points. If he's able to pick up another point against Justin in the next round, that puts him through to the quarterfinals. Of course, if he doesn't pick that point up and Sherwin manages to win his next game, then we will have a playoff in Group C. So well done to Donovan winning his game over there. Let's see what happened. Okay, let's take it from, yeah, so it looks fairly even from here. Okay, bringing his rook in, doubling up. So I see when he moved rook to e8, it looks like Donovan found the opportunity to put some more pressure on that f6 pawn. Justin looking to enter on the second rank over there, and then just pushing that pawn on h4, I suppose, to add pressure onto f6. So he plays dragon takes. So I wonder, I was wondering if if rook to d2 was on, but I don't think so, because when you take, you take with check. What do you see? Rook to d2?
D2.
Pawn can still take dragon, because even if rook takes queen, dragon takes f6 with a check.
Right. Okay, so white's last move was h4, right?
That's right. Now I was just analyzing what would have happened if rook went to d2, but it seems that black is not able to save it, because pawn can still take dragon on g5, and even if rook takes queen, we have that f6 check that picks the queen up as well.
And the result for this did white win.
Yes, white won. Still that dragon check, was able to pick up the other rook. Let's see any other decisive results. This game is also done. Just flipping through the games. Oh yeah, this game is still on. Of course, this is an extremely important game, because this group is fairly open. Nobody is through to the quarterfinals in this group as yet. So we have Seaside Sunset, Regan Palmer, he is on 1 point, and then coach Craig Willenberg, he is on 2 points. So this game, or this entire match, is extremely vital to both of them.
So the game where white was a queen down versus a dragon bishop, is that game still on? Or
Fire Bullet was able to convert that game, and he won that game. putting him through to the quarterfinals. So over here, I think Dragon Bishop versus a Knight. Is that what we have? That's the imbalance we have at the moment. Yeah, so it looks like White is just up quite a bit of material here in this game.
Yeah, even if you exchange pieces, those two passports on the
Yeah.
side of So you mentioned that Chess Heroes won, so that's full score for the day.
Yes, so far. So we have Chess Heroes on 2 out of 2 for the day. And depending on what Kenny and Watu, they're still playing. Kenny and Watu, depending on what happens here, of course, if Kenny is able to score a point against Watu, oh wow, this is quite interesting. Then he will be through to the quarterfinals.
And if Watu wins?
If Watu wins both games, Watu's already through. So if Watu wins both games, and if Andrew is able to pull off another win in his next round, then Kenny and Andrew will be in a playoff. But if Andrew does not win, and even if Kenny loses both of his games, that will still put Kenny through, because Andrew will be on 2 points, Mondre will be on 1, and Kenny will be on 3. But that will all be decided in the last round if this game does not give Kenny a win. So it's quite interesting, because you've got the Dragon Knight and Rook for the Queen, but you've also got these pawns just running down the board. Are you able to play... No, you can't. You can't just play Knight takes pawn, because Queen will move to G3 check, right?
Knight takes pawn, Queen. Knight takes H5.
Either one. I was looking at the one in the center, just discover attack, but the Queen on G3 checks the King.
If Knight takes pawn, Queen can't go to G3 then, because that Knight would be covering it, but I see that
Oh, you're right. Not that pawn. No, I was talking about the...
Oh, the D5.
Yeah, sorry, I should probably put these things on the board, so I'm not just speaking in the air.
Sure, so this game, it's a Rook, Dragon, and Knight versus the Queen. Sure.
So this should go to Kenny. I'm rooting that it would go to Kenny. With the 2 points...
wait!
Yes.
Dragon is threatening E3. Oh no, but it's check.
So what you designed. So that puts Kenny... that puts Kenny through to the quarterfinals. Well done to Kenny. Kenny goes through to the quarterfinals. And in fact, Kenny is now the only one that has taken a point from Watu. So both Kenny and Watu are through to the quarterfinals. That is decided for Group B. Group A has also been decided, with Ben and Albrecht going through, both on 4 points. And so it's only Group C and D that have not been decided. Group C has Ryan van Rensburg going through. The second spot is still open, but Group D is extremely open. Not one single person has solidified their point in the quarterfinals yet. So let's see who still is. It just that one game that's left? I think this game... I think this game will finish soon too. But we've seen so many things just change in this time pressure. But of course, if white is not able to find an attack on the king, he still has those pawns on the side of the board that could just run for him. At the moment, threatening queen to e4 check.
E4. I was looking at queen to c3. Yeah. In response to rook dropping down to e1. Just also putting pressure. Oh, but that c7. Yeah, but the knight is protecting the c7, but it's still adding pressure at least.
No, definitely, but I do think white should win this game. Craig now down to about 5 seconds.
Oh, dragon won't take a rook.
It's not a bishop. I know yesterday you so badly wanted to just be like, just take the rook, it's a bishop, but it's not. So dragon takes knight.
Check. I mean, the f7's gonna fall, but that's just... Oh, but then that...
So many pawns. I think he's gonna... I think he might just... But it's not so easy because you got this back rank over here.
I mean, just black should just play queen h8. And then just... Oh no, but then the rook can just go to c2.
Yeah, but these pawns over here should be enough to win this game for white. And then if white does win this game, then that again leaves us still wide open. With Seaside, Sunset will then have 2, Craig will have 2, and then Charlton and Gonzalo will both have 3. So I do foresee some tie breaks happening in this group.
See that the queen for black can't even move away from the 8th rank.
That's true. Of course, he's trying to threaten checkmate there on b2. Let's pick up this one over here.
I would just play queen f8, queen c8 check. Queen takes, rook takes, and then
you
have so many pawns. Yeah.
You can't do that. Queen to... I suppose you can, no, because it's check.
No, you can't.
Check. You take with check, the rook takes with check, so the king must first move. You can't mate immediately.
Oh.
But I really hope that Regan doesn't fall asleep, because that happens often. He was down to about 10 seconds just now, and sometimes, you know, when you feel like you finally reached the winning position, then you kind of relax and fall asleep and lose on time. I've seen it happen. So let's hope it doesn't happen, yeah.
Queen takes queen. Pawn takes is forced. Then rook takes d6. Oh. Okay. Why not just queen takes queen earlier on?
White would still be 2 pawns up. And those pass pawns are connected. Yeah, so just push the pawn. So now I think it's over. So well done to Seaside Sunset over there. He's got 2 points for the day. So he started off on 0. He's now got 2 points. In Group D we have Craig and Seaside, who is Regan Palmer. Regan Palmer and Craig both have 2 points. Charlton and Gonzalo both on 3 points. So still so much to play for. We might have a tie break in this group. And then in Group C again we have Ryan that is going through. He's on 4 points, followed by Donovan van der Heever on 3 points, Sherwin on 2 points, and Justin on 1 point. Of course, if Sherwin is able to win this game and if Justin wins his game, there will be a tie between Sherwin and Donovan. But if Donovan wins his game, he will be the second one through to the quarterfinal. Group B, that has already been decided. 4 points for Watu, 4 points for Kenny. Well done to both players. They are both through to the quarterfinals. Of course, they still have a round to play today. Group A, we have Ben and Albrecht also both through to the quarterfinals with 4 points. So we have about 15 minutes left between this round and the next, but some of the players do start immediately. So let's see if we do have anybody starting their games already. So I don't think we have anybody. Charlton Vinyasa, again, these players are just playing in between to, you know, sharpen themselves up. Of course, if he wins his next game in the tournament, he will be through to the quarterfinals.
So this will be the deciding factor in terms of who goes into tiebreaks.
Well, not this game per se. This game is a warm-up game. This one he's playing against somebody again from Vietnam. So it seems to be taking flame in Vietnam. So this one is just easy for him to checkmate over here. So Kung Fu Panda coming through strong there for Charlton Vinyasa. But I must say the players that were not able to win yesterday are making ructions today. They are putting scores on the board today. Let's just check. So I think most players are going to just take a short break because they did start the previous game almost off the back of the first one. Let me see if anybody will be starting early. Alright, so most players have indicated that they are going to take a quick break, and then we will get back to covering the games at 11 o'clock. Let's see, there are no other friendly games. Megan, do you want to play a game? Are you logged into chess.com?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, so I'm actually not on. Let me play on my phone. I'm gonna.
Okay. What is your handle name?
Let me just check. I think it's either 7 Dragons. Let me see. Or Bansha. So we'll have a look which one it opens up.
Okay.
I need to log in. And are you Mary Meg?
Yes. Robin actually came up with that name for me.
But you are Mary Megan.
Yeah.
We should actually get her to play as well. Paradigm. So let me verse you, Mary Meg. Did you get the challenge?
Bansha.
Ah, yeah, that's me. Okay. So
I am white. Okay, let me go. Why do I feel like there's so much
Don't
pressure?
take too long because it's gonna abort the game. So now all of a sudden this the board on my phone looks extremely tiny because I've been looking at the big screen for so long.
See, I so badly want to castle, but I'm so scared. I don't like the onset of the bishop, and then I castle, and then out of nowhere there's an attack on my side.
But it's
So
okay, I'm not as sharp as the other players. You can castle. I just want to make sure my pieces come out. It's quite interesting because where you would defend with a bishop if a knight is attacking something, so you can just exchange the bishop for the knight. You can't do that here.
Okay. Let's not do that. No, I can't do that.
So now I was thinking just take your knight.
Take it, it's fine.
But then I take your sleeping bishop. I don't want a sleeping bishop. Okay, fine. Let's not take the knight. Oh, I can't even drop to d6 because in that knight fork. That sucks. I'm gonna take the knight.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take the bishop. The dragon.
You can do that. So are we gonna go into a normal chess game then?
Oh, that sucks. Don't take my other dragon then.
Well, then I'm gonna be
uncastled.
Let's see. I must take.
Yeah, I must take.
That's a normal chess game.
I feel like neither of us have played like even normal chess for a while. I've actually played more Paradigm than I have normal chess recently, I must say.
Oh, so this should come more natural to you.
Well, I suppose, yeah. I think you haven't played even Paradigm chess.
Yeah.
But I suppose I'm gonna offer you a draw because I wanna play Paradigm.
This is not
what do you call it? This is not tournament rules. So we are allowed to offer draws.
Have other players started yet?
I know some of them indicated they would start about 10 minutes before the time, so let's have a look. Oh, I think we do have some games, which is great. Let's see. All right. So I think this is just a for fun game almost, so to say, because both of these players are through. But I don't know, did they abort this game? Because I think they might have aborted this one because of colors. I think maybe they had to switch colors. Let's just refresh this again. Yeah, sometimes that happens and then the players are playing brown colors. But let's look at Luto and LEW. Again, Albrecht is already through, but I do think that Luto wants to prove a point and put a point, another point on the scoreboard, because he's got 1 point in this tournament so far. Anybody else? I'm so sure they must have already switched their colors. Yes, they've also switched their colors. So these are the two top in Group B. They are playing it out. And of course, just starting this game now. So the others should start in the next 5 to 7 minutes. Let me just see if there's anybody else. It's hopping on board.
If you had a 15-minute break, would you go outside for some fresh air and just like get a fresh mindset coming into your next game, or would you want to jump straight into the next game and keep that momentum?
I'd probably just go and eat something. Yeah, but I probably wouldn't sit. I think I would probably just stand up, just roll my shoulders or whatever, and then open the window. I don't think I'd go outside. I'd open the window, maybe get some water, and then not that we ever drink the water while we're playing the game. We just drink it to have the sip when we sit down, and then
at the end you just put that glass back.
Yes. So but I would eat the thing that I get, so that's not redundant. But I mean, yes, I'd probably do that. What about you?
I would also just get up for like a cup of coffee, and at tournaments they always sell sisters. So I'd always get one of those and then just like eat it.
I never actually paid attention to that, so well done for you for figuring that out, the sisters. The line's always too long, man. So rather just ask somebody during your game to go to the tuck shop for you. I just have to now keep in mind whose games I have open. Alright, so let's see. I have Watu, Sneaky, Ali, Sherwin, Manyasta, Watu, Sneaky, Sherwin, Manyasta, and did I say Ali? I don't know if I did.
No.
Okay, so 2, 4, I think I did. I think I might have 2 games. Yeah, I did. But the others aren't open yet, so it's okay to have a double board. They still have 5 minutes left. Let's see if we can squeeze in another one. Yeah, so they seem to be taking their break seriously. Maybe they are outside. But sometimes the people that are going outside for a smoke break, so I never have that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we've looked at them. So let's start from the beginning over here. So they would have more moves on the board because they started it sooner. Yeah, so these guys are just relaxing, eh? Both of them have 4 points. So let's see. Calvin, Klaas and Chess. Hey, who's leading the tournament? Anyone on full score? So nobody on full score. Watu almost got away with full score over there, but Kenny managed to take a point away from him. So we do have 5 players on 4, and they are all through to the quarterfinals. So that's Ben, Albrecht, Watu, Kenny, and Ryan. So those are the 5 players that are definitely through to the quarterfinals. We still have 3 spots open, so that's 1 spot open in Group C. That could go to Donovan van der Heever, or there could be a playoff between Sherwin and Donovan, depending on the scores of the games. Then we do have Group D. Nobody has qualified yet, but we might have I think there's a definite tiebreak, because I don't think these guys are going to draw. Charlton, Manyasta and Gonzalo, they're both on 3 points. They are currently playing each other, so whoever wins that game will be through to the quarterfinals, and the one that doesn't win, luckily for them, they will go through to a tiebreak with either Craig or Regan Palmer, because they both have 2 points and they are versing each other at the moment. I say at the moment, probably pretty soon, depending on when these guys start. So let me see if they are starting. Do we have Dynamic Duo on the board yet? Who did I open up now? That was...
So this is the last round of this round robin.
Of the of the preliminaries, yes. And then I have one last board open for Ray-Bans and Chess Heroes. So let's just double check that we don't have a double of anybody. Watu, Ben, Ali, Shawan, Manyasta. Hey, 2 Manyastas. So let's close that one. I do think there's somebody do it. I don't think we have dynamic duo, right?
Yeah, I can't find him outside.
Yeah, dynamic duo, seaside, and chess heroes. Now we have everybody. Great. So let's go into this last round of the preliminaries. So again, same with Luto. Lalder also just probably wants to get another point on the board. Although he cannot get a spot in the preliminaries, I think it would be quite satisfying knowing that you beat somebody that came out top of the group. So Ben at the moment 4 out of 5 points and through to the preliminaries. Let's see what the development is like on this board. So there's a queen out early for you, Megan.
At least one round, there's always one player with a queen out.
But I think this might be the first game where the queen does not drop when she's out this early.
Yeah.
But I may be speaking too soon.
I'm looking at... Is knight d5 possible? No, you drop a knight there.
Okay.
What about... No! What about... Oh no, I was thinking dragon to e5, but you can just obviously play c16.
Yeah, if you do want to play something like that, maybe you gotta play a3 and then b4. But then even if you do get your dragon to b5, he's able to block it.
Yeah.
Oh, Calvin Clausen says thank you. You're welcome. Alright, so they're still figuring out what they want to do. Ali W and Luto again. Luto just wanting to put some points on the board. But this game has progressed quite quickly. We have opposite side castling. I see there's a rook off the board. Is that just a clean rook? No, it's a rook for a dragon bishop, eh?
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that happened.
Let's see. Okay, so it seems like there's a lot of funny business happening here in the center.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Ali is just now like, okay, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this king safety seems to be a little bit of a problem. This rook's gonna take that pawn now. I would imagine just rook takes a2, bring the other rook into the game. Let's see what's happening with Sherwin and Fire Bullet. So of course, Ryan van Rensburg, Fire Bullet is already through to the quarterfinals. Sherwin is on 2 points. So if he's able to get a point from this game, and Justin does him a favor by beating Donovan, they will have a playoff. But of course, it's dependent on another result. So everything's still equal here. Queen is out, but she's still on the board at least. So I think black is a pawn up, but this pawn seems to gonna be dropping soon.
So is there an arena open every Thursday you mentioned? I think it was yesterday.
Yes, there's an arena every Thursday at 7 o'clock, I think, 7 or 7:30 South African time. So I think that's GMT +2. So yeah, it's an hour and a half arena, and you just know that you're going to have opponents. So it's always quite exciting. And most of these guys that are playing this tournament feature in the arena as well. Over here, I'd maybe just dragon to c4 and then bring the other dragon out, and then just keep the lines open against the king, because this uncastled king does not seem to be doing it for me today.
Yeah, no, especially with that E file being very much open.
Yes, so melt like butter. I see we have melt like butter there in the chat. Welcome, melt like butter. This is Paradigm Chess30. We are playing a tournament with your top Paradigm Chess30 players on chess.com, and Paradigm Chess30 basically is a variant of chess where a dragon bishop, as you can see this bishop over here has wings. It's called a dragon bishop because it moves like an ordinary bishop, but it also moves like a Chinese horse. So that means it cannot jump. The adjacent square has to be vacant for it to move. So currently this dragon can move like a knight because there's nothing in the way, but this dragon over here cannot jump to the square because it may not jump over. So also the name is Paradigm Chess30 because we have 30 positions that can be generated. So the king and both of the rooks, they stay on the original squares, but the other pieces do shuffle as well. So that is Paradigm Chess30. I hope that explanation gives you some idea of what's going on over here. Yes, similar to Chess 960, except that some of the pieces are stationary. Yes. Alright, so Megan, you were saying some analysis of the game?
I was looking at... No, you mentioned dragon to c4.
Yeah, so I see it's on the board over here. Dragon to c4.
Dragon c4, right? Queen needs to drop back, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because the queen's now under attack.
Sure, but now that rook to e1 check.
Yeah.
Does king go to f8, but that is so cramped.
Yeah, I don't think black was very wise in his development in this game, and allowing all of these open files against his king.
Yeah, I definitely think that d6 pawn is so annoying because your dragon can't even develop to e7 so that you can castle.
That's right. So this is going to be an interesting game to look out for. Let's just see what else is happening on the others. Always these guys, eh? They're playing so fast. Look at this game with Charlton Manyasta and Rojito. Queens are off the board, so that's 2 rooks for a queen. So many imbalances, always. But this is a very, very important match because the one that wins this one goes through to the quarterfinals, and the other one is probably going to have to play a playoff against either Craig or Regan Palmer. Let's just see what actually happened in this game. Okay, so there are some decisions that were made. Well, let's not let it play. Alright, so there were some decisions that were made. So then there was a dragon fork. But then, I don't understand. Oh, he stopped the check like this. Alright, so I'm here for jugs. Why are there 2 Batmans on the board? So these Batmans are actually dragon bishops. Dragon bishops are able to move like a bishop and also like a Chinese horse from Chinese chess. So although this dragon bishop can move like a knight and eat this rook, he cannot attack this king because they cannot jump. So they're not able to jump over any pieces in the vicinity. So at this moment, this king is not in check because he cannot jump. So that's the dragon bishops. So it seems Charlton decided to go, or while Rojito decided to go for this two rooks for a queen. Okay, so this is where we are at in this game. I do hear a result that came up. Yeah, I think this was just this game that we were just watching, Megan. Ryan van Rensburg and Sherwin, after developing the bishop with the king still in the center and the pawn on d6. I think Sherwin just realizes this is just over for him. So that puts Ryan van Rensburg actually on 5 points. So he is just solidifying his spot in the quarterfinals even more, and Sherwin then ends up in this tournament on 2 points. So I'm here for Jug's tournament. This is a tournament, yes. It is the Elite Paradigm Chess30 Championships 2023, and we have 16 players participating. Most of them are from the top 20 list on chess.com, Paradigm Chess30 variant. So it's on the variant site, and they were divided into 4 groups. So I am not the creator of the variant. My husband and my father, in fact, they are both the co-creators of this variant, and commentating with me is Megan van Niekerk. She's also my sister, so she's also related to one of the creators as well. So we're quite excited about this variant. We see a lot of exciting games, and we are here to share them with you. Let's go to some games we haven't had a look at in a while. Let's go to Chess Heroes and Ray-Ban. So Chess Heroes and Ray-Bans, they are also playing for honor, I would say. Both of them are at the bottom of Group B over there, and Mondre just, I suppose, wanting to put a score on the board, and Andrew maybe wanting to score 3 points for the day. He didn't score any points yesterday, but maybe today he can get 3 out of 3.
What would the time control be for the tie breaks? Will it be 10 minutes, 3 minutes, 2-second increments? How does it work?
So 3 minutes and 3-second increments. They're going to play 2 games, and then if it still is 1-1, they will then do a golden game, which means whoever wins first will then go through to the quarterfinal. So what piece is missing? So there's no real piece missing. There is only the dragon bishop. So the dragon bishop is like the bishop that has just transformed. Alright, so we have two rooks for queen as well in this game. So we do have normal chess over here with the dragon bishops that have come off. I do hear another one finishing up as well. Okay, so Coach Craig has beat Seaside Sunset, so that's it for Seaside Sunset. He has managed to win 2 games for the preliminaries. Craig has managed to win 3 games, and that puts him through to the tie break. So we just have to see who his opponent is going to be with Charlton and Rojito. So maybe let's see what happened here, and then we will move on to that game. I hear another one that finished as well. Alright, so let's take it from here. And then I must mention that the dragon bishop is worth 6 points, so we won't often see it taking a rook. But over here, what I think I saw that was quite nice is that this is actually a discovered check. So discovered double check. So that king is being checked by the dragon and being checked by the rook. So I think that's how he picked up the piece. and then Regan just resigned over there. So we do have Rojito that won that game. Well done to Rojito. You are through to the quarterfinals. So he is the one from Group D who is through to the quarterfinals, and that will be his last game for the day. But that does mean that Craig and Charlton now have a tie break for that final spot in the quarterfinals. So well done to you, Gonzalo Rojito, for claiming this point. So let's, oh yes, this was the two. So what actually happened here? Was this, whoa, let me just double check. Was this a draw actually? In fact, not a win.
Oh, that's the first draw for the tournament.
Yes, no, I thought this was a win. I was mistaken. It's a draw. Oh my goodness, I think that draw actually puts the two of them through to the quarterfinals. So that kicks out Craig and Regan Palmer because they both end up on 3.5. So 3.5, 3.5 would put them both through to the quarterfinals. So that is Charlton and Rojito going through to the quarterfinals over there. Let's see, can we just double check that this was a draw, right?
Yeah, I think that was the repetition.
Yeah, it seems to be. Okay, well done to these two. So I see you asked, how do I join this tournament? So this was an invitational tournament to 16 players. So they had to reach a rating of more than 1900 on Paradigm Chess30 chess.com leaderboard, and then they were then invited to this tournament, and now it is 16 players, but we do have 8 players left. Ali W, we see that you won this game as well, but of course you're already through to the quarterfinals, so extremely well done on that one, beating Luto there 2-0. Let's see who else is left. Chess Heroes and Ray-Bans. Fantastic. We do have Monray adding a point to the scoreboard. So Ray-Bans, you've got your 1 point for the tournament. Well done on that one. Chess Heroes dropped only 1 point today after scoring his first 2 points. So let's just double check what's happening with Donnie and Justin. I think yeah, they're still playing, because now we still need to see what is going to happen with this group. So we do have one more spot open in this group to see who is going to go through. Alright, so let's just double check what's happening here. So no material imbalances unless it's the pawns. I didn't check those yet. So I think black is a pawn up over here. So if Donovan, which is Sanisha, actually wins this game, he goes through to the quarterfinals. I think he's through regardless. I mean, did Sherwin just lose that game to Fire Bullet there, Megan? Do you remember?
No, let me just check.
Yes, remember he just, the king was in the center and he just wasn't able to.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, so Sherwin lost that game over there. So that actually does put Donovan through to the next round. So we do have all of our qualifiers to the next round, but this is one of the last games going on. So let's see what's happening over here. So I'm here for Jug, says the red overlay is distracting. Thank you for your comments over there. Always trying to improve. Maybe that's something we could have a look at. Thank you. Alright, so I do see that Sanisha probably wants to double up over there, but also is this dragon trapped?
Yep, it can't move anywhere, so I think you're just gonna have to accept that exchange of the rook to the dragon.
Yeah. Well, I think he's just going to try and threaten the checkmate over there. I see Ali W. Ali W, well done for making it through to the quarterfinals. You and Ben over there topping your Group A section. I see you asking if you are both tied on 5, who plays runner-up and winner. I think the organizers will definitely be able to help you out with those logistics, and then in the tournament group they will inform you a little bit more on that. But thank you for your question. I will definitely pass it on as well. Alright, and then I'm here for Jugs. Thank you for your commenting on the design. You're saying that you say remove the red and keep some gold. I think that's something we could look at. I think just today's overlay is quite a lot, because we have all 8 positions on display. We don't usually have so many positions on display, but for this tournament we want to see all the games that's happening at the same time. I can't cover all 8 at the same time, but if you wish to look at one that I'm not covering, it is up there for you to see. Dynamic duo has so much time left, Megan?
10 minutes versus 3 minutes. I mean, I think Justin could maybe take his time then, especially if he wants to maybe figure out some mating pattern.
Yeah.
Okay, so rook takes dragon is impossible because of the checkmate. What about just bringing a rook to rook a g8?
Yeah, rook a g8 does seem to, even dragon, yeah, dragon dropping back to f8 definitely also does stop that mate. And then he's just going to pick the dragon bishop up. Is he going to pick it up clean?
Maybe dragon f6 check. You're going to drop it regardless, but I mean at least it's a bit of play.
Yeah, I think dragon f6 and then probably knight takes.
And then queen takes check.
I think that's the only way not to lose it. Megan, we have a question here for you. Do you know what your rating is at the moment?
For Paradigm Chess30?
I suppose, yes, both. Your normal rating and your your Paradigm rating.
I know my Paradigm rating, since I just drew to Lauren, who's higher rated than me. I picked up 3 points there. So now I'm 1500. I'm not exactly sure the exact amount. And then my normal rating, I haven't checked in a while, but the last I checked was 1800.
Yeah, there he goes for the check that you saw.
I think I actually want to get my Paradigm rating up. So those arenas on Thursdays, for those of you who don't know, there is a tournament every Thursday that takes place. Lauren, can you just give a little bit more detail on that?
Yeah, so it is a chess arena, chess Paradigm Chess30 arena on chess.com on the variants section of the site. So it is from 7 to 8:30 on a Thursday evening. So that's South African time, GMT +2. So I'm here for Jugs. What was my husband's inspiration for creating this chess variant? So it actually happened during the lockdown in COVID-19. So I think a lot of new things developed in that lockdown. Of course, it was an awful time for most people, but my dad and my husband actually started speaking about different variants and different pieces that exist already. And because we do have well, not a history, but we do we have been introduced to Chinese chess many years ago, and it was quite exciting. And then the Chinese horse appealed to both my husband and my dad, and they started playing around. In fact, they had the knight and the bishop first, but I think the board is too small for that, and adding more blocks to the board makes the board too big, and you can't play it on a normal chessboard, and so many other things. So they then decided to go with a Chinese knight that then mixed with the bishop and made the dragon bishop. And do we prefer this more than regular chess? I enjoy this a lot. I play this a lot more than I do regular chess at the moment, probably because I like the creativity. So that's probably my view. Megan, are you playing this? Well, you don't play chess even almost at all. But now that you are watching this variant, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this variant is quite exciting. It's definitely a different avenue to your normal classical chess. But I am one for familiarity. So I think when we played earlier on our friendly game, my technique was to exchange the dragon bishops and just stick to what I know and go back to the classical chess. So I think I am a little bit biased to classical chess.
I think that's a strategy that a lot of players that are unfamiliar with the variant use. I again like to keep the dragons on the board because I feel like it kind of evens out the playing field. So when I am playing stronger opponents, it does kind of give me a chance to actually play a good game against them. So because it's starting from all over, you have to think of all the creativity that you've got to put onto the board and all the different kind of strategies, and then at the same time create your own strategies. So I like that new aspect. But of course, I still play normal chess as well. So I'm not trying to replace it. I'm just just adding to the fun. So there is no opening theory at the moment. We do have some suggestions from some players saying that you should put one knight on the second rank and one knight on the third rank, or delay the dragon bishops, or don't castle too quickly or castle quicker, or spike in the center. Some of them say put pawn spikes on the side. So there's no fixed opening strategies or opening theories at the moment. So definitely always keen on hearing from the players what the ideas are. But we do have the last game finishing up over here, dynamic duo and Sanisha. So that's Donovan van der Heever ending on 4 points and putting him through to the quarterfinals as well. So well done to Donovan, Ryan van der Rensburg, Watu Kobisi, Kenny Willenberg, Albrecht van Zyl, Ben Hercules, Charlton Manyasta and Gonzalo Rogito also, all for making it through to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals will be next week Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that will be the quarterfinals, and I think we'll be running into the semifinals as well. So we definitely look forward to that. These players are going to be preparing for each other, just checking out their styles and so on. I know it for sure. Let's just double check. There is nobody else still playing. I think I do have all of the results. Oh, these guys, yes, they are still playing. Although they have both made it through to the quarterfinals already. Kenny Willenberg and Watu Kobisi. Lalder also trying to get a point there against Ben. So let's dive into those ones over there. So I think Kenny and Watu, they just want to see who's topping the log. So between the two of these two, who will be the top of Group B? So I think we do have a rook for a knight again. I think a rook for a knight and a pawn. And both on about 2 minutes. And Sneaky Weasel and Lalder. So Lalder will definitely be wanting to take a point from Sneaky Weasel, although Sneaky Weasel is already through to the quarterfinals. And of course Lalder, Lorenzo van Niekerk, that's my father. He's also one of the creators of the variant. And then of course, if you would like to know a little bit more about the variant, we do have a website, paradigmchess30.com. So let's see what's happening here. A little bit of a time scramble probably going to happen. We've got some normal chess over here.
Can we go a few moves back just to see what drove those exchanges of the dragons?
It seems to have happened a while ago, yeah. So it seems to have been voluntary. Definitely no forceful exchanges. But it's interesting that the exchanges were prompted by white. Sorry. And so this is where we are at. Megan, the people commenting here are saying, don't be so deep in thought. You must speak a little bit.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what to do in this position. I know it's like a normal classical chess situation, so I'm just trying to see what is white actually planning.
Yeah, I know in the context of the tournament, I also don't think black will be pushing all that hard, but it seems white has just dropped a pawn. Although
Rook takes rook.
Knight takes queen.
E8. Oh, knight takes queen.
So I suppose maybe checking over here. Queen check.
E3 check.
And then
yeah, then aren't you picking up a piece?
I think so. Unless I'm missing something, of course.
No. Queen. If queen checks, the knight can just drop back to d5.
Yeah, so then it seems to just drop that pawn. Let's see the others. I know they also had a few minutes left, so probably just about a minute, under a minute, over a minute.
Is this the last game that's running for this?
Both of these games are the two last games running for the preliminaries. Although we do already have the leaders of each group. I just want to double check that result. Let's see, how do you spell this? Let's just do paradigm. I just want to double check the results so that we have them correctly. Can't see the Taiwan.
I definitely think the game between Watu and Kenny is going to become quite interesting. Watu is on 30 seconds and Kenny as well, so definitely time pressure.
And yeah, and you know, this happens in all of Watu's games, this slight material imbalance, and I think he likes the dynamics thereof.
Yeah. Dragon takes b7. Yep, all those pawns are falling.
And of course we have to remember that there are no draw offers in this tournament as well.
Oh, is that dropping a dragon? Is it?
Because that dragon couldn't take it back. What a move. Well done, is it?
Nice.
Well done to Kenny over there. So Kenny tops that log with 5 points, beating Watu 2-0 in fact in that match. Very well done to Kenny over there. So Kenny only lost one game to Andrew. But I think that was only because Andrew was on fire this morning. I don't think Andrew was too happy with the fact that he didn't have any points on the board.
Yeah.
Let's see, I think the Sneaky Weasel one is also done. So Sneaky Weasel also won that one. So that just solidifies him over there. So Sneaky Weasel, and which has been Hercules, Albrecht van Zyl, Watu Kobisi, Kenny Willenberg, Ryan van Rensburg, Donovan van der Jeffert, Charlton Manyasta, and Gonzalo Regito also all through to the quarterfinals. So well done to all of these players. I'm so looking forward to the quarterfinals. The group is getting smaller, the competition is getting tougher. Megan, with these players that are left, any predictors as to who would become the winner?
So currently, I don't know, Fire Bullet.
Fire Bullet, Ryan van Rensburg.
Yeah, he seems to be doing pretty well.
Yeah.
So definitely seems like it could be like a runner-up, but we do still have the next phase of the tournament, so it is still a bit too early to tell. But yeah, one that did stand out for me is definitely Fire Bullet.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we do have a few 5s, we've got a few 4s as well, and then we've got that 3.5 in Group D as well. So quite exciting. Let's have one more of these questions from those in the chat. Megan, for you, she asked, does your sister bully you in chess?
Okay, that's a very interesting question.
Also, she's got 2 sisters.
I got 2 sisters, yeah. Yeah, so both my sisters are older than me. So I think when I was younger, yeah, I did get bullied quite a bit. But
I wouldn't call it bullying. But okay.
Yeah, I think as the years progressed, there was a stage where Lauren was like, you know, the strongest between the 2 sisters. Then Robin surpassed Lauren. Then there was a stage that it was me. So I do think it's depending on the stages in life. But I would say when I was younger, yes, because I was a year behind in terms of knowledge.
Yeah, no, but definitely Megan is the most creative, and I think recently she has surpassed both of us. Maybe Robin still gives you a run for your money. Yeah, so I know I think we're all different stages, like you say, we're peaking at different stages. So no, thanks for everybody that has been in the chat, and thank you for everybody that has been watching. Well done to all the winners. Thank you for all of those that just participated in the events, and also thank you to our sponsors for this event as well. Drop Dead Gorgeous, Health and Beauty, always sponsoring these events. So we look forward to our next round next Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. South African time, or GMT +2. Thank you, Megan, as well for joining us here, and we will then see you next week.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to next week's games, and I'll see you all next week.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Alright, and welcome back to Paradigm Chess30. We are continuing with our preliminaries for the Elite Paradigm Chess30 Championships 2023. So we do have all our qualifiers for the quarterfinals, but what we have at the moment is the playoff between Ben Hercules and Albrecht van Zyl. So they are playing off of places first and second in Group A. So this playoff consists of two games, 3 minutes 3-second increments, and if there is still no decisive result, we will then move on to a golden game. So that means whoever wins the third game, or if it's a draw, whoever wins the game thereafter will then be first place, and then the other one will be runner up. So let's see what we have going on with these guys over here. Of course, we have the other games already concluded. So just to recap, we have Ben and Albrecht playing for first and second place in the Group A. Group B, we have Kenny Willenberg first with 5 points out of 6, Watu Kobisi with 4 points out of 6. In Group C, we have Ryan van Rensburg with 5 out of 6, Donovan van der Jeffer with 4 out of 6. And in Group D, we have Gonzalo first with 3.5 points, and Charlton Manyasta second with 3.5 points. The decider there between the two of them was their direct encounter in the match that they played against each other. So well done to all of those players for making it to the preliminaries and to the quarterfinals, which will be next Saturday. So let's see what's happening on the board over here. So of course both players just deciding where they are going to put their pieces. So some players enjoy putting their pieces or their dragon bishops, developing them further out, and others keeping them closer to home. I wonder, Ben is offering an exchange of dragons over here. I wonder if he feels that he is slightly stronger perhaps than Albrecht when it comes to normal chess, and might just opt to exchange dragon bishops early on. But of course he's also no stranger to the dragon bishops, and he is rather familiar with them himself. And I suppose with this game looking a little bit more simplified, we do see the players castling earlier on. In the other games leading up to this, we had most players not castling at all because of all the dangers that lurk with these dragon bishops. We've seen some dragon bishop batteries as well, but over here we only have one dragon bishop left on each side. So just developing his last minor piece over there, and then probably going to bring his queen out. So of course they have now moved from 15 minutes and 10-second increments to 3 minutes and 3-second increments. So making that shift in a few minutes can be quite daunting, but these players seem to be taking on the task quite well. Both of them under a minute now. And Ben just centralizing his pieces. It seems that Albrecht might want to possibly push on the queen side, maybe making space for the pawns, but Sneaky Weasel Ben Hercules is quite quick with the rook lift as well. So I'm wondering if we'll be seeing possibly some things like f5, but Albrecht, there we go, on the queen side, pushing those pawns, pawn to b4 and queen takes, and then just making room over there, and also opening a file there for himself, possibly to play against that b pawn. So of course we sneaky weasel pushing that pawn, and Albrecht's just deciding to push past. I suppose he wants to run with that pawn on the outside, while the other pawns are kind of, yeah, pushing on the queen side as well. So time really is of the essence. 7 minutes left, 7 minutes, I wish, 7 seconds, 9 seconds. So they were used to getting that 10-second increment, but now they're only getting 3-second increments. So quite interesting. I hope there's no blunders or any mouse slips or anything like that in this playoff, and that these guys show their grit in this these few seconds. But those pawns on the advance over there look fairly dangerous on Ali W's side, so he just has to make sure that black doesn't have any threats on his back rank. But he did drop a rook in the corner, and it was clean. He just picked it up, but he is also threatening to queen that pawn because of the dragon bishop on g2 that's defending the square over here. So dragon takes and attacking the queen. Oh no, is this a check? Can you check? He can pick it up. My goodness, I think he just depended too much on that pass pawn, and Ben Hercules took that point. Well done to Ben on that one. So they will have a rematch and have another go at that. It is a double round robin. So black and white will be the match that they have. I think they have started almost immediately. These guys do not waste any time. So of course Ben Hercules, if he wins this match, then it will be decided. So just keeping track of my score there. Sorry. So it's quite interesting that Ben didn't push past with the pawn over here. I've seen that in most of these paradigm games. But these two players seem to be keeping it rather open, rather light, not locking anything. So that's quite interesting. Ah, that pawn was pinned. It's not often that that happens. So this pawn is pinned, of course, so we cannot take that bishop over there. So that's Albrecht going a pawn up, so that's definitely in his favor. So let's see if he's able to convert this into a point. So white is definitely ahead in development, so I think he's going to have to try and make that count in his favor. Otherwise I think it might, Albrecht maybe might be able to pull something off with that extra pawn. But I've noticed in Paradigm Chess30 it's not always all about the material. There's often imbalances, and the dynamic piece play is what it's all about. So he's just kicking that knight back in the center, possibly go to f4 or to... Oh wow, so he decides not to do anything about it and just expose that king that's in the center there. So he's really going for it. But is there enough? I suppose he has this check over here, picking up the queen. Yeah, so I'm probably going to check over here, and then this queen will be not. Oh no, I wonder, was that his plan? Was it a mouse slip? I hope it was not a mouse slip. I hope that is his plan. So we've got to check over there. What is his plan now? To check over here, but then the queen can block the check. I don't think that was the plan. I suppose even with the dragon check here, this knight was still able to go here. It's quite interesting, because what did he give up there? A piece? I suppose he's going to try and capitalize on these squares with the knight, but now the dragon is going to the other side of the board. I suppose trying to stop him from castling, just keeping this king in the center and hoping to open up some more lines. And I think what Ben is also been able to accomplish here is he's been putting Ali W into a lot of thinking positions. He's been letting him use so much time with the moves that he's making. So yeah, also forcing the dragon bishop to retreat here, which is not always something that you easily do. I mean, you just develop this piece, and then having to put it back almost immediately is not an easy thing to decide. So again, yeah, I'm looking at knight possibly coming into these spots. So that dragon bishop check is stopped by the queen, so that is the only nasty part about that. But we do have the knight possibly coming in, and Ben will definitely be looking at that. So that's defending the square. I do feel that black may have enough defense, unless white is able to bring some pieces in here and drastically do something. Although I would maybe remove this bishop from here and bring the knight in, but he's opting to bring more pieces into the game, which only makes sense. And then of course black is trying to kick away all white's pieces that are so active. So of course that's why the queen went there too. But that's still not check. And yeah, if you block that pin, all of a sudden both of these pieces are being attacked, and that is a knight fork. So I think Ali W should be more than fine here in this position. I wonder, is this bishop trapped? I don't see him going anywhere. Yeah, he seems trapped. And Ali just playing a little bit cheeky over there, not even picking up any of the dragon bishop. He's just giving that pawn over there because he can pick up the pieces regardless. And even a rook takes dragon bishop doesn't work because of course that rook is pinned. So we have 1-1. So now we have a golden game. So let's see if anything's happening in the chat, because they have not started the next game, and that usually happens almost immediately. Alright, so they're just getting prepared there for their golden game. So we are just waiting for the challenge to be issued, and then they will start, and this will determine who is going to be first and who is going to be second in Group A. So it's Albrecht and Ben Hercules. So we're just waiting for that. So these players in fact look quite evenly matched up. I think they're quite happy that they're not playing for an actual spot in the quarterfinals, and that they are just playing to see who is the winner and who is the runner-up of this group stages. So we are just waiting for them. Alright, so they've got a golden game and they're going to have to toss for colour. So I'm wondering if I can do that perhaps from my side. Let's see what we've got the organisers also suggesting some things. And let's see what the final call will be. Just give me one moment, let me see if I can do something about it.
I have a color here. So pen. Yeah. My right now? How does it work? Which is it?
You're right. You want to stand in the camera?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to have the organisers at the back and we're going to have them toss for colours. Alright, so let me just send a voice note, I suppose, a live voice note in the group. Hi Ben, hi Albrecht, I hope you are well. We are streaming this tie break, and behind me I have my dad with chess pieces in his hands. So Ben, if you can choose left or right, and then we can have the game start from there.
Left or right?
Yes, I'm here for Jugs. We are back again. We did have a tie break, not for places in the quarterfinals, but for first and second in Group A, because that will affect the pairings for the quarterfinals. So we are here for our last golden game between Ben Hercules and Albrecht van Zyl. We are just tossing for colors. We are waiting for a response from the players to toss for colors left or right, and then so Ben says left. Let's see what left is. Your left.
Yeah, my left.
Yes, he says left. What color
Left.
is it?
Okay, just open it. Underneath.
Oh, you have it like a magician. So we have Ben as black. So let me let them know, and then we will say Ben is black, and we will have them playing their golden game. So whoever wins this game will be the champion of the group stages in the group A. So let's put them up. Alright, so they've started. So I think that the two games definitely warmed them up, and now they are going to display their blitz skills in Paradigm Chess30. Of course, Ben Hercules I think is higher up on the leaderboard, but Ali W definitely making his appearance over there. Almost 2,000 rated. Ben Hercules just over 2,000. So we got somebody there for Team Ali, so that will be exciting. Yes, I'm also usually voting for the one with the lower rating, especially when it comes to Paradigm Chess. Anything is possible, so I'm quite excited to see who pulls what rabbit out of where. So they're just both deciding where they are developing their pieces. So it's quite nice, although this knight is here on d7, it's not blocking this, generally you'd be blocking the bishop from coming out, because this bishop can actually now jump still to either side. So black bringing his queen out, not changing the structure of these three pawns at all, possibly still keeping that option to castle open. Ali, of course, now trying to get the queen out in a different manner by pushing this pawn over here. This bishop could also possibly develop to c2 again, with this dragon battery aiming at the king side, if we do have a possible castling over there on that side. So he decides to develop on the other side. So black is making sure he's castled before he decides where to deploy his dragon bishops. It seems that white is also going to go castle on the same side, with developing his queen there on f2. I think Ali is about to go under 1 minute. But I must say they're a lot more fairly matched up with time this game around. So he's opting to push in the center before castling. I'm not too sure. Is he possibly thinking about castling queenside? I don't know. I think castling kingside would be better, but I don't think staying in the center is going to be a safe option. So I think possibly castling kingside, and then with the rook maybe on the f file assisting the queen, going to the kingside. I'm wondering also if these center pawns may become vulnerable, but that knight fork over there, so dragon bishops don't want to be traded for knights. So he's gonna have to give up one of his dragon bishops, unless there's a in-between move that I am possibly missing, because this is also a knight fork over here. The knight going there is also a knight fork, but how many? 1, 2, so I don't think that's going to work. It's going to drop the knight. What a move. So now attacking this dragon bishop. And yes, of course, if dragon takes in, this one is also hanging. Such dynamic play from these two players. I would imagine knight takes knight. I suppose now he has to decide, is he going to, whoops, come out? Knight's gonna jump that far, but okay. So let's see what's happening now. I think we have a pawn up for black, 2 pawns up for black, and a few seconds on either side. So things are going to go rather quick over here, but I think this should be good for black. Black is 2 pawns up, and this is now a normal chess position as well. So attacking that rook over there by moving out of the way. So we have some advice here: quick moves, not good moves. But that seems to be a quick, good move. So I suppose we're going to have some interjection over here so that there won't be a mate anymore. The adrenaline rush these players must be experiencing, I cannot even imagine. I'm holding my breath. I think with the queens off of the board, it feels like the danger has disappeared. So I see you asking if it's a draw, does black win? No, I think we are going to, with the golden game, it's the one who wins first. So then they'll play another game, and then whoever wins first will then be the winner. Yeah, black is playing around a bit over here. So I don't think black is wanting to get a draw. I don't know if he's playing maybe full time. But I suppose you can pick this pawn up now after checking. Yeah. Yeah, I think the time is running low for both of them. But I suppose. So Ali wins. Ali wins. Oh, we lost on time. Oh my goodness. I think that's what happens when you are looking for the win as well. So Ben lost on time. That puts Ali in first place. Ali won that golden game. So well done to you. First place in Group A. And Ben runner up, so that's second place in Group A as well. Well done to the both of you for making it to the quarterfinals. I am looking forward to seeing you guys fight it out on that side as well. So I'll see you all next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. South African time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.